Hello friends, back to my channel. Come to new story for you. Lesson and enjoy. In the heart of New York City lived a young man named Ethan Miller, a quiet dreamer with big hopes but a life full of struggles. He worked 2 part-time jobs, slept in a tiny rented room, and spent nights sketching designs for the tech startup he dreamed of launching someday. But life wasn't easy. Life wasn't kind. And dreams weren't free. Yet everything changed the day he met Ava Carter. Ethan met Ava on a cold December morning. Snow covered the streets, the wind felt like needles, and the entire city rushed past him. Ethan stood in line at a small cafe, counting the last few dollars in his pocket. Ava stood behind him, warm smile, bright eyes, holding a stack of college books. When the cashier said Ethan's card was declined, he froze in embarrassment. Ava stepped forward and said gently, "I got it. Consider it a gift, or a little push for your day." That moment wasn't just kindness. It was the first spark. They sat together and talked for hours. He told her about his dream of creating an app that would help struggling students. She told him she wanted to become a writer who inspires the world. Before leaving, she said, "Don't give up. The world needs people like you." Ethan didn't know it then, but Ava would become the greatest blessing of his life. Part 2, A Love Built on Struggle. Weeks passed, and they grew closer. They met in libraries, cheap cafes, and city parks. Sometimes Ethan came with tired eyes after long shifts, and Ava brought him coffee and hope. When Ethan doubted himself, Ava reminded him, "You're allowed to fall. Just don't stay down." Slowly, love grew between them, not the dramatic movie type, but something deep, real, and steady. But love doesn't stop the storms. One day Ethan lost one of his jobs. Rent was due. Bills piled up. His dream started to fade. Ethan decided to quit his app idea because life was too hard. Ava didn't accept that. She took his hands, looked into his eyes and said, "If you let your struggles kill your dreams, someday your dreams will kill your heart." Those words changed something inside him. Ethan restarted his project. He worked late nights, slept little, ate cheap food, but never felt alone, because Ava was always there, cheering him on. Months passed. The app was finally ready, but no investors believed in him. He faced rejection after rejection, too risky. Too small. Not profitable. Each no hurt like a cut. But Ava kept saying, "One yes can change everything." And that yes came unexpectedly. A small educational foundation discovered Ethan's app and offered to invest. They believed his idea could help millions of struggling students. Ethan broke down in tears. Not because of the success, but because he realized, without Ava, he wouldn't be standing there. The app launched. Within months, it spread across schools. Thousands of students benefited. Ethan became known as the founder with a heart. He finally earned enough to rent a better place and live more peacefully. But success came with one pain: Ava was diagnosed with a rare illness. Hospital visits became frequent, and treatments were expensive. Ethan stayed by her side every day. The same way she stayed by his. One night, Ava whispered, "I'm scared." Ethan held her tightly and said, "You gave strength to my dreams. Now I will give strength to your life." Ethan used his earnings to get Ava the best care possible. Months of struggle, tears, silent prayers, but love is powerful. Love heals. One morning, the doctors came with a smile. Ava was recovering. Ethan hugged her with tears streaming down his face. "I told you," Ava whispered softly, "love never loses." Years later, Ethan and Ava stood on a small stage at a conference. They were invited to speak about their journey. Ethan said, "Dreams don't grow alone. They need courage, patience, and sometimes, the love of one person who believes in you." Ava stepped up and added, "Success is not about money or fame. It's about having someone who holds your hand when the world tries to break you." The entire hall clapped. Their story became an inspiration across the country. And that night, standing under the city lights, Ethan whispered to Ava, "You didn't just save my dream. You became it." Ava smiled, leaned on his shoulder, and replied, "And you? You became my forever." The end.